up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
Yeah, so what's going on down south there?
Well, hold up. First you gotta do the intro, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
There it is.
Let's get to it.
So Reggie's in the zone. He's spitting. Let him spit, folks.
I don't know if I'm in the zone, but I tell you this much, man. For anybody who's been listening, all of our listeners that are regular listeners that that tune in.
We thank all 14 of you.
I don't care about the number. I'm just happy you listening. There's over 1 million podcasts, and the fact that you chose to listen to us,
yeah, that's the thing.
Small, I appreciate it.
I used to do this like back in the day. Like I started 12, 15 years ago, and like anything you put out was a good number of listeners, no matter. And I'd be like, I don't even have a story, but it didn't matter because it was such a new form. And now I'm like, wow, I got this story where there was a shooting while I'm performing, and that's not going to get the respect it deserves because there's 1 million motherfuckers out there podcasting now.
Well, yeah, the market is super saturated, bro.
Oh, right? Terrible.
Like, it's super saturated. That's why
quality like ours could get lost in the river.
Exactly. Get washed away with all the others. That's why I am grateful for any and everybody who tunes in, because there's so many choices. It's the same thing. Hey, look, if you have a show and you're in a venue that holds 100 people and 37 show up, what are you going to be shitty at the
right?
You know what I mean? Right. At the 60, the 63 that didn't, right?
I mean, that's why I'm grateful when we have like guests come on and help draw in an audience. Like when we got like 2-time Oscar winner Maher. Oh wait, that didn't happen yet. Hold on.
That is hilarious. Hey man, that dude's got a life, man. He got a life and he got a lot on his.
It's on strike, isn't everything stopped right now?
Yeah, but he's still dealing with a lot of stuff, man. He also is dealing with rehabs
I thought
contractors and
he's got some bullshit contractors too.
No, he doesn't have bullshit contractors, but it's been a long rehab for him, right? Like they remodeled their LA home, and so there's been a lot of work in regards to that. And a lot of this stuff happened during the shutdown where there's supplies were limited. Yeah, raw materials there's a shortage, and and it's just the nature of that business.
So what's up with your place? You don't need to get into his business.
Yeah, no doubt. So like I was saying, anybody who's been listening knows that I've been renovating and remodeling my home in Alabama, and it's been a long process. It's been a very long process. A process that's probably been longer than it absolutely should have been, even with the even with the setbacks. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that's taken over 2 years. And I started off. Yeah, it's taken.
Yeah, because I remember we had clips a year ago on the podcast when you were there and you were showing us what was done and stuff.
Yep. And I have I've been still doing that. I'm working with a contractor, or let me say, I was working with a contractor who took on the job, who took the money, who did a lot of work, who did good work early, and eventually he just started to taper off. He disappeared, and then he started to subcontract it out to others. And then he wasn't there to oversee the work. And so they made mistakes that I've had to either pay for in the form of the place not being as nice as I'd like it to be for as much as I paid, or mistakes in the format of the work was done completely incorrectly. And then I had to take it apart and then redo it again and paying somebody else. So I've had to pay for the job twice in a lot of ways, which is very frustrating, which is very, it didn't make me angry, right? It's just frustrating to trust somebody to do a job they say they can do, and then they don't show up. And then
why can't they just finish it? And then why do they have this option to bounce out?
That is the question I think any and every person who's ever dealt with a contractor has.
That's crazy.
Why can't you just finish it? I mean, look, you know me, right? You know me. And for those out there who don't know me, I'm polite, I'm courteous, I'm kind, I'm giving, forgiving, understanding. I communicate effectively, I think.
Yeah.
I compromise well. I work well with others. I work well independently, all that shit.
But there's a
Here's
threshold, and you're like a race car in the red.
Well, not quite, because my red is way outside of everyone else's red, so I can't go there. You've seen my red. My red is not normal red. My red is like
A mushroom cloud blowing
a
motherfucker.
mushroom cloud blowing up, and it's devastating, right? And so I don't go there. I don't go there because it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for me, and it's not healthy for anybody around me, and it's not healthy for anybody to see me like that, right? So I do appreciate those out there, you know, and they know who they are, who express their anger and frustration for me, because it allows me to you know, they can be the, you know, I can live vicariously through them, right? But this is the thing. The thing is this. This is a person, I've reached out to this person on countless occasions, on numerous times. I've maintained my composure. I've always been understanding and polite about whatever it is that's coming up. And, you know, I'm like, hey, can you deliver this, or can you bring this? I have somebody there doing the work, or doing this work. Can you drop off these things that I was told that they already had, right? Things that they say they have in their possession, which now it's just about, okay, well, if you have it, just bring it to the house. The house is secure. You know the code. You have, you know, you have access in a certain way. Drop it off, leave it in the house. I've hired somebody else to do the work. I have taken on the role of the contractor. I've hired electricians, carpenters, plumbers, handymen. I've done work myself. I've gone out, I've taken hammers and nails and drills. I've painted, I've done all kind of stuff to get this thing done. And I've paid somebody to do the work already. You understand what I'm saying? And so now,
so you pay ahead of time, or what? Don't you
no,
just
and
pay
see,
in
this is
increments?
this is where I made the mistake. And you know, look, this is part of growing
Yeah, teach
pains.
us what should we learn not to do.
Okay, so this is what is it called? Not growing pains, but you know, just learning, right? Learning. So with contractors, the way it works is they come to you and they say they come with an estimate. They come in, they assess the property, they look at what needs to be done.
A low ass estimate, probably.
Well, and this is so okay, I'm glad you said that. So then you get 3 estimates. You bring in 3 different people to give you 3 estimates, right?
Okay.
So then you get a ballpark of what it should be, ideally, right? And if you got one that's super high and then you got one that's super low, then you kind of go, all right, well, whoever's in the middle is probably it, right? So once you decide on who the contract is going to be, then you can put some stipulations in the contract to say, well, if you say you can do this rehab in 3 months, 4 months, if you don't finish it by that time, then what? Depending on what the property's for, right? If it's going to be a rental property, then you put in some stipulation that says for every day that it's not done and not available for me to rent it out, then based on what the market rate is for that apartment or for that house or whatever the case may be, then you will pay me the prorated rate for every day that it's not available for me to rent out, right? So you hold them accountable to some degree. And, you know, and if there's something that comes up and they say, well, you know, I need 2 more weeks, then we negotiate that, right? But then now we talking, you're telling me you can't do a thing in a certain period of time. I'm now agreeing to that, then that's cool. But then you got 2 weeks to get it done. And then you talk about what the next thing is. If it's not done in 2 weeks, then we go back to the original. So I didn't know things like that at the beginning, right? So I trusted a friend, and this is a guy that he recommended, and I've known this guy for a long time, the friend who recommended him, and I think the guy bit off more than he could chew, right? I don't know if he could do the full rehab that he thought he could. He started off strong, right? He started off strong, but then it fizzled to the point that I'm the one doing the work and
How
hiring.
long until it fizzled?
Oh man, it was, honestly, I realize now in retrospect, because I didn't have eyes on the property, right? Like I wasn't there to see what was going on.
Yeah, that's gotta be tough too.
That's tough. Yeah, I'm in California, this is happening in Alabama. And so I'm thinking, I'm under the impression that someone's there, every day or at least 3 times a week, right? And then it turns out that, people probably weren't there for, 2 and 3 weeks at a time, right? Yeah, two
And then
weeks at a
what do
time.
you pay? Like monthly? How's that work?
Well, no, it's like, well, this is the work we need to have done. Like we need sheetrock and we need insulation and we need mud or whatever the case may be. The raw materials cost this amount. And then I would send the money for those materials and then the work is supposed to get done, right? But this is what I understand. I understand that now that with contractors, a lot of times, they're supposed to front the money, right? Because they get contractor rates. So the idea is that he's going to go get all this stuff himself at his contractor
Discount.
wholesale rate. Yeah.
Right.
Right. And then you come to me with a number. So you're supposed to have the stuff up front to get it. And then I'm paying you back in essence. And then you make a couple dollars on the I'm buying it, you're buying it wholesale, I'm paying retail, right?
Right.
Which is fine because you're doing the job and the labor is included in that. So yeah, man, it's been a long journey, and I'm basically at the tail end. I got people at the house right now working. It's all little stuff. It's like at this point, it's really small, minor, little things, but they just need to be done. And then I have to trust somebody to get it done. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was looking at the cameras at the house this morning, and the guy that I agreed to move forward with, he wasn't there, which is also concerning because he's the person that I went over everything with. And then he's not there to tell these guys. Like, he kind of told them what it is. And maybe that's how it works, right? They just relay the information to the guys. But I heard one of the guys say he didn't realize that I had a camera in this one
You got audio too on these cameras?
Goddamn right. I got
Damn, and you can just go
audio
on your computer and see what's up.
I can go on my phone.
Wow, that's gangster.
I can go on my phone. And I heard the guy say, and so we'll see what happens with this. But he didn't realize the camera was above his head. Right? He didn't realize the camera was above his head. He came out the door and the camera was above his head. And he says to his compadre or to his friend out in the yard who's walking around doing a thing. And he goes, hey man, watch what you say. He's got cameras around here. Right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, the fuck is he going to say? Right? What is he going to say that he needs to be aware of? Right? Like, what kind of dumb shit is actually going to come out of his face, right? That he's worried going to get caught on camera.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, now, even in this situation, I'm like, can I trust these people? But I got no choice. I'm way out here. I've already agreed.
With some seedy characters you hired.
Man, and this is the thing. Everybody comes across like they're sincere and they're genuine and they really want to get the work done and they can do the work, right? That's what it is. That's how everyone comes across. That's why if you have a referral, if you know somebody who's actually worked with the person, who's actually gone through this whole thing, who's actually done the thing, and they say, look, you can use this dude. He is reliable. He's dependable, right? You can count on him. Then you got to do that. Like, I got the carpenter I work with. Shout out to my man Herber, Gerber, down in Leeds, Alabama, who comes up to do work for me. This dude is legit. Anybody in Alabama who wants to get who needs a carpenter who is like focused, dedicated, and pays attention to detail and who has a reasonable price and does great work, hit me up because this dude is legit. I've already had him. He's done some work for friends of mine. They're like, yo, man, this guy's great. Thank you.
He can't do the other stuff too?
Nah, he's a carpenter. He can't do any plumbing or electrical, right? Like, that's not his thing. So yeah, man, it's been a journey, man. And it's been
You tell me Jesus couldn't do plumbing? He was only
nah, that ain't his bag.
Well, I guess there was no
now,
plumbing or electricity back then.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the most he could do with water was walk on it. And I mean, I guess that's impressive enough. So yeah, man, to wrap this up, it has been a very challenging and exhausting, at times frustrating, infuriating process, and I'm determined to see it through. I'm not throwing in the towel. There's not gonna be
when that's gonna be.
It's just determination. I'm hoping with these guys there today, and then one other little thing, I'm hoping that I can start trying to rent it by the 15th of August. I was hoping for August 1st. So,
and then you're gonna have to deal with the other annoying thing, the people who rent it out. Yeah.
Well, I got a property management company for that. And they dropped the ball in one spot, man. Everything would have been cool. Everything would have been cool with these guys in right now. Once they're done, then I would have been straight. But you know what? The property management team, maintenance team came in and they were supposed to match the paint, right? And the dude matched the paint like this. You're like, wait, that's brown. That's
how the hell
that
you
ain't
not
brown.
see, right? That's your job too. Ugh.
Exactly. So now, and then because he realized that the shade was off a little bit, he kept painting. So now one half of the house either needs to be completely repainted or the other
Unbelievable.
half. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I wrote them and I was like, yo, look at this. I sent them pictures and I go, this is unacceptable. I cannot rent this out like this. Right? Like, how did this
The
even
two-tone home.
two-tone home? It's like light gray and then dark gray. And you go, what the fuck? What? How did you even think that was the same, bro? But your job is supposed to be able to match that. And so then, but that's not something I'm paying for because I paid too much for the first time. I paid way too much for the first time. And I ain't made of money. Just for everyone out there, look, I can take $1 and I can make it like it's rubber because I can stretch that shit, but I'm not made of money. Okay. I'm not made of money, but whatever. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to get through it. And this will just be a story and a lesson learned.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been dropping a lot of money lately, Reg, and I'm hoping it comes back now because I'm about to go on the road. So I got like stickers supposedly coming. I bought a whole bunch of shirts at the factory this week.
Oh, nice.
Or at the warehouse. And then I got a phone coming, but man, you got to put so much money down. And in my phone, they're like, you paid $800 or whatever over 2 years for it 2 years ago. And now I can upgrade. And they go, yeah, it's this phone's worth $150. So I'm like, you fuckers.
$150. See, okay, let me.
And then they're like, well, we'll give another 150, so maybe three. But bottom line is they incorporated it in the bill, but I'm gonna have to pay like $20 more a month now.
That sucks. Okay, so hold up. Let's just talk about a scam. You want to talk about a scam? Anybody out there who's paying for a phone over 2 years, right? They're like, oh yeah, you get 24 months. It'll be $11.95 or $15 a month for the next 2 years. But then at the 9-month mark or the year mark, they go, hey, it's a brand new phone. You want to get the new phone? Oh, sure. Come in. We'll lock you in. And you only got to pay for it for 24 months. And then in a year, they bring out another new phone. You get what I'm saying? You never pay for the phone. The phone is never paid for.
Well, I mean, mine was paid off. It takes 2 years to finally pay off. This was a month.
Okay.
But then you get a new one, they're better, more expensive phones. That's another thing. I'm at the store and like they didn't even tell me because I did it last time. So I'm like, oh, there's some traded value. Oh, right. Yes. And they like tell you to do it all on your own. No, I'm going to get the phone shipped to me. I'm taking my old phone and my new phone. I'm like, switch it over for me and then give me the packaging to mail what I need to mail. So I'll just drop it in because they can't, you know what I mean? They don't do it there, but they'll set it all up.
Exactly.
I'm like,
why can't they do
that
it
money?
Why can't they do it there?
Because they don't want you to do it. So they can make more money off you.
Exactly.
It's such a scam. And technology dropping the way it does after 2 years now, the value. But now all the companies do that. Like you pay for the phone and the bill now. It's all included. Yeah, it used to be a thing where you got a free phone, but then these phones got really fancy and expensive, and now they're $1,000, which is insane.
Yeah.
But
so I buy my phones at Best Buy. I get 24 months, same as cash, interest free, and I just buy it outright, and then I just pay that joint off in like 3 months.
Well, you buy the phone outright.
I buy the phone outright.
I mean, well, what's the difference? It's the same idea. If you pay it over two years, or you pay it right there, if there's no interest, it's the same amount.
Well, hold up though. Oh, there's no interest on the other one when you do the payments?
They don't. No. You're just paying with the phone, but it's a fucking $1,000 phone. So over 2 years, that really got ads,
Yeah, but then technology wise, phone comes out, right? The new phone comes out, and then you still haven't paid it off. So maybe you're the guy who keeps the phone for 2 years and pays it off. Most people are like, oh,
yeah, they want the new one. I didn't even need a new one here. But if I'm doing a lot of stuff, the film and sets and shit, it's better to have a better camera. So Absolutely. That's kind of why, you know what I mean? I was like, fine, I'll go. I'll finally get. I never liked big phones, so I was always against getting a Pro. Because I want to fit in my pocket. I don't need some big fucking, hey, look at me. I got a big fucking screen I need to look at. I don't
phone
care.
This big. You can't even look at the screen. You can't even look at, you got to zoom in.
Man, you remember when the phones, it was cool to have small phones. Like I had the tiniest phone, this little white phone. It was like the size of my middle finger. People thought I was Bond when I pulled that shit out. Yeah. Like, damn, what's that? I'm like, you don't need to worry about that. And like you could drive and text without even looking because you knew the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 space 1, 2. You know what I mean? Yeah, while driving.
See, what's funny about those phones? Remember, I used to have that joke about the phones are getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah,
they're so small to the point that you can't talk and listen at the same time. Right. You're like, so what'd you say? Wait, hold up. Wait. I'm sorry. Say it one more time. Oh shit. Okay, say it. Count to 3 and then say it.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, okay.
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's
It's
I
fine. I
hate
had
those
like a
phones.
joke now about, or I haven't done it in a while, but it was the whole thing. Like, remember when you were a kid and you were like, oh man, video phones where you could see the person, how cool that would be. And now we all have it and no one gives a shit. We rather text messages to one another. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's
right.
so weird.
Video chat. That was a thing for a minute. I guess it
Yeah.
still is. Some people do it,
Some
right?
people do it. They're called annoying.
I don't think it's awful. Just imagine if you were talking to somebody like on the other side of the country, right? Like, say, for example, if you had a relationship with your sister and she wasn't crazy, um, and you wanted to
No,
see
it's cool. Like, yeah,
your
to
nieces and
check in with
nephews.
family. But I'm talking
Yeah.
about people who doing it like waiting in line or at the airport. They're just blah, 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 blah. It's so
Oh,
goddamn. I had a guy doing it on the
oh,
plane. I'm like, yo, man, get the fuck out of
oh,
here.
yo. I just flew recently too. And I'm telling you right now, that joint is annoying. There was a lady got on the plane on her fucking phone talking and then not even holding the phone, like no earbuds, not
Yeah,
even trying to be
rude
discreet.
as
Just like,
fuck.
yeah, we're sitting here.
Oh, shut up.
The flight is delayed. It's like,
Ah,
yo,
shut the. That's why I got out the buds. And now this is what I do. Now that I'm traveling more, I download, go on Netflix, HBO, Disney Plus, whatever you want. You download the show to your phone. And then before you get for the flight, and then you get there and you just put it in and you just start playing. And you don't have to listen to shit. You don't have
yeah,
to listen to, they don't interrupt your announcements because it's your own thing. You just do it. You know what I mean? And that's how I roll. You know what I did yesterday too? And I recommend this. I
what's
did
that?
TSA pre-check. I went in.
Oh,
It's easy as fuck,
hold on.
bro.
Are you just getting on that,
Yeah, I've never had it.
dude?
So you
Oh,
skip the
you are,
line all the time?
dude. I've been doing that shit for years, bro.
Wow.
I've been
It's funny.
TSA.
It's when I was in Wisconsin with Meadows and he was talking about giving me a ride the next morning, but my flight was really early. And I was like, nah, I don't have to do that. He's like, well, you just get there, the security won't be bad. Like, you got TSA pre-check, right? I'm like, no.
Oh my god,
I was like, oh, I got to get on that. And
dude.
dude, it takes 5 minutes online. And then the appointment, there was no one there. It took like
Exactly.
5 minutes. It was amazing.
Yes. And it's $85 for like
78 for 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so
That's
all right, so
amazing.
78. Dude, I'm telling you right now, anybody who's not using TSA pre-check right
And
now,
there's a lot because any place you go, there's no line
there's a
for TSA
line
pre-check.
exactly. So I'm gonna tell you right now, anyone who's not using TSA pre-check, basically that's the equivalent to having dial-up internet versus Wi-Fi. Right? Like that's
It is, yeah.
yeah, that's what you're doing.
I mean, I especially look forward to using it here at LAX because LAX is the worst. So
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm about to take it a step further because I got my TSA pre-check and it's almost about to expire, so I need to go. So that's
damn, you've had
5
it almost
years.
5 years now.
You goddamn right. And now I'm about to renew it, and then I'm gonna take it up a notch, and then I'm gonna go clear.
Yeah. So what is that one now? I saw that one too. That's more like money though.
It's yeah. What is it? You still get maybe 10 years with clear.
I don't know,
And I
what
think
is
it's
it.
like 150. 150 is like the next level of security check. So instead of TSA pre-check where you got to put your thing on and walk through, you don't have to take your shoes off and your belt off and take stuff out of your pockets. With TSA pre-check, with clear, you ain't got to do shit.
Wait,
You
what do you
understand?
mean?
What I
You
mean
still
is that
got, what do you walk through? You still got to walk through somehow.
yeah, you got to walk through something, but you ain't got to take shit off and put it on the thing and do the whole thing.
That's it. You just don't. So you don't have to put it on the conveyor belt. That's the whole difference.
I think so. At least, and
You
there's
don't
another
even
level of
know.
security.
You don't
And
even
it
know what
like
you get excited for.
no, I know that. I know that when I'm in I play this. When I'm in TSA pre-check, I show up and someone shows up at clear. As I'm walking through and they're checking the thing, we both are at the same spot. And then as I'm getting ready to go through the little security thing, they're walking up the escalator to their plane. Right? Like they're going up the stairs to their plane. I'm like, the fuck? Hey, we both
It's
got here at the same time and he's already sitting on his plane. How did that happen? Right.
well,
So
all right. So yeah. So let me talk some New Mexico, bro.
okay,
And it's
here,
funny.
let our crowd know what happened. Let our audience know what
So
happened.
when I fly in from LA to there, it's a smaller flight. So I've never experienced this before. Yeah, LAX, you get there and they're like, oh, you got to get into this gate. So you got to get on a bus that drives on the tarmac, and there's planes on the right of you, planes on the left of you, planes taking off, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's so loud. And you're just on this bus for like 10 minutes. And then they finally drive you to another gate where the smaller planes are. Like, dude, LAX is a fucking, you always got to show up hella early now at airports because it's just not worth it, man.
Yeah. Holy cow, you're on the time. See, have you ever flown? No, you haven't flown. Have you ever flown jet?
Oh, you trying to throw private? Look at this motherfucker.
Well, no, I was gonna say, you have because if you have, then you wouldn't have been. Because jet, have you ever done Jet Suite X, the private jet?
No, dog.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's affordable, right? It's affordable, really affordable, more affordable than you think it is, and they have a separate location away from the airport. The security is really simple and easy, and these are short flights, LA, to the Bay and whatever else, to Vegas, to Portland, to wherever. And these are straight up private jet joints, and they are nice. I'm telling you, nice. And when you get to the tarmac, you don't have to. When you get there, you don't have to take a bus. The plane.
You don't have to what?
You don't have to take a bus, but the plane is there. I'll send you a picture.
It was funny too because the first flight was like early. It was like I don't know, man. It was like 8 a.m. or something. So it was so bright that the sun hitting the tarmac, you felt like you're driving on the surface of the sun. Like you couldn't look outside or you go blind. Like and I had shades on, but it was a couple times your eyes would catch it and you're like, like I don't know how the bus drivers do it in the morning.
Wow, it was that bad, huh? Okay, so
it was so bizarre. But okay, so yeah, get out there, do New Mexico. The first night the show got canceled. So it's supposed to have 3 over 3 nights. And it's the thing, man. That's why I like working with Meadows, because I don't have to deal with booking.
Right.
That's one of the worst parts. I didn't get into comedy so I could like bother or call bookers and it's so frustrating. But anyway, I supposedly had 3 or 3 nights, but 2 of those 3 got canceled. The one
2 of the 3 shows got canceled?
Yeah, but one was like, that's fine. One was at a club, but I got a comic show. He hooked me up for the Friday. The Thursday stayed the same. That was the casino gig. And then the Wednesday gig, it got canceled and it was too late. I couldn't change the flight. This fucking thing where you got flights now where you can't change them is bullshit. You can't buy those flights now. And so it's just such a scam. They're like, yeah, you can just get a new flight. Fuck you! I bought a flight. What's the difference?
Well, did they give you credit? Would they give you credit for the previous flight?
Shit. I just no. They don't give you shit. And this was on like United, so you
have to eat it.
So I didn't. I went the day early. I was like, "Fuck you! I'm going to go that Wednesday." And then the same thing happened. I got some other shows coming up next week, and there's supposed to be a Thursday show. That show's canceled, and this isn't for me. This is. So it happens at all levels, right?
Right.
And so then that one I was able to switch, but it still cost you $50. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's what I mean. You're putting all this money up before you even got it coming in.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I had to get a credit card. I got the Southwest credit card, and they're like, you have to spend. And I don't know about these $500 because they take a while to come in. No, they go, you got to spend $1,000 in 3 months. Okay, then you're supposed to get 50,000 miles. All right.
Okay.
So in a week and a half, I spent it.
Oh, good. There you go.
Well, it's already said. It's just like I got it. It's because I'm getting all this shit. But anyway, so the Wednesday I went there and stayed in Old Town, which is cool. If you ever go New Mexico, Old Town. Like in Game of Thrones.
Tell me there's. Wait, I thought every town in New Mexico was Old Town. There's like a new town, New Mexico.
Well, hey, if there's a New Mexico, there's probably new and old towns. So, but look, this is where the whole city started or some shit. And so you go there and it's like, but you see, it's like old, clay, like from the 1700s. And it was nice. It was nice. It was different. They're all about, in New Mexico, they're about the green and red chilies. All right. Green chili burger, cheeseburgers is their thing. Okay. And it's like there's some fucking guys, in the 40s put green chilies burgers in that whole state. It's on their license plates.
Are you
And
serious?
like I had a whole joke because I was like, because they're like, oh, if you get the green and the red, they call it Christmas. Like, how do you want it? You know, how do you want the chili
Yeah.
pepper? Christmas. And I was like, oh, it's funny to me because I always thought Christmas, I would like to open presents. And here in New Mexico, you guys think that means you like to shit your brains out because all this shit just spicy anyway, right? So,
That's funny.
so the one night in Old Town, I had some. What do we have? Something for dinner. A tamale, and they put the green peppers in there. But the peppers, not the salsa. So it was good. It's cooked or
Oh
whatever.
wow, okay.
The salsa though, it's got a little kick when they, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
then the next day we go to this casino. Now it's like 3
That-
hours.
That had to be horrible for your IBS.
Well, not yet. Well, I didn't. I just dipped. I knew not to get involved.
Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. But I'm a man of the people, Reg, and whatever they're doing, I want to try the local thing, even if my body tells me not to. Okay. So now I don't need to eat it all. Like I got it on the side. I get it on the side.
Okay,
Is
okay.
the answer. Always. You have control. So then we go out to this casino on this Indian reservation, and it's like 3 hours, dude. New Mexico, and I've driven through New Mexico before, driving across the country, and yeah, man, there's a whole lot of nothing out there, nothing but shrubs.
It's the desert.
Dude, it's hella
the desert.
desert, bro. It's
like-
just shrubs.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not be opposed if the U.S. government decided to give New Mexico back to Mexico. They were like, yo, y'all can have this shit. We good.
Yeah. So now there, this casino. Now I've done this last time I drove across the country. There is the White Sands National Park, which is kind of cool if you ever go there, and all these white sand dunes. And we went sledding down them before, and
Okay.
you gotta be careful. The people, you can lose your car in it easily. People have died there. It's crazy, but now
wait.
yeah, in the desert, White Sands National
Why
Park.
have they died?
Because they get lost out there, dehydrated, and then that's it. It's like it's desert, bro. It's nothing but
you
white
mean like
sand
people
dunes.
like going exploring too
Exploring,
far
yeah.
and get lost
Yeah,
and
yeah. And I'm gonna
That's
tell you, when
crazy.
we went. Des and I, she had a red car at the time. We parked
Okay.
at the base of a dune, did our sledding. Then
Okay.
you like walk around because it's cool. You look around, there's nothing but white sand. You couldn't find the car. So where the fuck's the car?
Shut up.
And then we saw some other people like, hey, there's a red car over there. They're like, yeah, there's a red car over here. And then we went and saw it. And then we didn't even go far. So this shit, and the whole thing get lost in the desert, it happens, man. So
well, because every direction looks the same.
everything looks the same.
You need a compass.
Yeah. So New Mexico, flat and shrubs forever. And then we get to the
Okay.
casino, it was up in the mountains. So that was kind of nice. And the casino was nice, man. It was cool. It was a cool show because it was a closed off room and and everybody was there. It was a good crowd. Where I don't know if you've done casinos, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
There's a lot of them I've done, especially up north in NorCal. There's the performance room, and then there's the other room, the gaming room, right across the hall. No doors or nothing. You're hearing the
it's
goddamn
wide
slots and everything. Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit sucks. This
I
was
did that-
not that. This was
Okay.
not that, and it was
I've
really
done-
nice.
I did that at the with Ian and I. We were at the Aqua Caliente in Palm Springs, a casino.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And it was a stage and you had an audience, and then the back wall didn't exist. It was fucking it was slot machines, whatever. That joint was crazy. And then I've done the Calusa casino with Jay Moore and Jay Farrow, and that was like separate. Like there's a whole big auditorium.
Dude, that's dope.
They got like 500 people in there or something crazy.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
You couldn't, and it was closed off, and you couldn't hear the casino, right? But the casino was literally right there, though. Like it's just
That's
closed
nice.
doors.
Yeah. See, when you go, I remember I went and saw Jim Jeffries once at this one in Reno, and like he was like an auditorium, like 1,000 to 2,000 people, and they
Okay.
gave him all these like cards to eat and stuff. And he's like, here, I bought a lobster and I had money left over, so I bought a second lobster. And then he gave it to my buddy and I the rest of it. He's like, here, spend whatever you want on it. We got some burgers on it.
Wow.
So I mean, they take care of you when you're balling. But so yeah, it was that was cool. Hung out there, good food, good times, driving back. So we drive it back. There's one place. It's called San Antonio, Texas. Or no, I'm sorry,
Okay.
San Antonio, New Mexico.
Okay, I was gonna
That's
say
another thing. A lot of Texans come to this casino and stuff because it's only like 4 hours away. And that's the thing. You make people laugh, bro.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
on your. They're cool with you. And
Oh
there
yeah,
was
it's
a
a great way
total
to
less Texan I met, and he was probably a Trumpy guy, but. And
yeah.
he was so nice. And then the next morning he sees me. I'm like, at breakfast. I'm like, what's up, Tex? He's like, oh, hey, patting me on the shoulder. Hey, that, you know what I mean? You get,
Right.
you can get people on your side, but you just realize how you forget the humanity and all this bullshit that we're
Right.
dealing with now.
Right.
But so we come back, and there's a place, San Antonio, New Mexico. These people are like, you want the best green chili cheeseburgers there are in the state? This is where you go, the Owl Bar. So
You want the best chili cheese
yeah,
burger in the state? That's
yeah,
funny.
green.
Okay.
You gotta throw that green in there.
Okay.
So, and I remember driving through it because I was on the way there because it's like San Antonio, but it's like a block and it's one place. So we're driving back and we stop at the Owl. There's fucking bunch of parking. Like, oh, there's like, only park in front of the store or the
Right.
restaurant or bar, and there's only 6 spots and they're all full. Like we finally get one, right?
All right.
So we park, and this place has been around since 1946. They are the 40s, right? They got the green chili cheeseburger. They've been doing it forever. They worked on the atomic bomb. The first atomic bomb was dropped like a mile down the road. So the guys, the scientists who worked on it, Oppenheimer and the boys, used to fucking eat here.
No
like
way.
Every day. Yeah.
Wow.
They would just, this guy, it was his thing. He put the green chili on it, and it was the green chili cheeseburger. So then you could see it was a bar, and then you could see they expanded it since then.
Wait, hold up. Is they drop an atomic bomb like a mile away? Is there like radioactivity in the area? Like
still in the thing? I don't know, but they used to drop the bombs in New Mexico, and that's where they tested them.
So they dropped small bombs, basically.
They dropped atomic bombs. I don't know what the level was. Maybe it was a little less of course.
Yeah. I thought they were doing it underground or something.
No, I don't know, man. Here, we got to look it up. We better.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, they used to do that. Remember when the shitty Indiana Jones on with the aliens, and he had to go hide in the inside of the refrigerator? The world's first nuclear explosion occurred on July 16th, 1945, when a plutonium implosion device was tested at a site 200 miles south of Los Alamos, New Mexico. The code name for the test was Trinity. Yeah, I remember them talking about Trinity there. So yeah, man, we weren't far from where they fucking did it.
That's crazy, bro.
And it wasn't like look, you could even go where there's a there's like a little memorial where they did it. Here, I'll share the screen so you could
okay.
But when you go there, see this little thing here. It's like the monument where they did it.
Okay.
And then like here's images of it, bro.
Damn, look at that. Look at the one to the right of it. Look at that mushroom.
So yeah, this is the White Sands National Park. So that's over there too. And that's, yeah, man, it's crazy. I did some sledding over there.
Wow. Okay.
But anyway, so 80s had mine on the side. It was good. I get it. It's fine. It's, you know what I mean? It's,
yeah,
we're all about it, but all right. It's a little chili. It's a little chili, green chili on a burger. I didn't get cheese, so that kind of ruins it because I know that has to cut the spice. I'm lactose intolerant. It was a good burger. It was part of history. All right, so then that night I'm doing the show in Albuquerque, right? And we go there, and this comic books it. Got me on it, Des on it, a couple comics he booked. I show up, and then when we park this. I got this rental, this big old white pickup truck they gave me. Fucking another disaster. It was like that Seinfeld. Like I reserved the car. You're good at taking the reservations, but you're not good at reserving.
Yeah, they're
like all we have is this pickup truck. Great, that's what I want to drive 3 hours north and south in and eat all my gas because you couldn't give me a goddamn economy. Like,
and it's a gas guzzler. Oh, it's a gas.
Yeah, of course. And there was one person in front of me at Avis. I waited a half hour, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm getting all mad. My chick's taking pictures of me in the line, getting mad. I'm like, fuck you, let me get mad. It's like, why are you huffing and puffing? Because it's taking too damn long. The
Hold up.
flight was faster than the goddamn rental.
Okay, hold up. Just for the record, you about to go batshit over 30 minutes waiting for a rental car?
We're just standing there. I was getting annoyed. I didn't go
Dude,
batshit. I'm just saying I'm getting annoyed.
Dude, not this last trip, my trip to Birmingham in April, I waited for a rental car for 2.5 hours.
What the fuck, dude?
They didn't have any cars, but they had cars.
Taking the reservations.
Yeah, they had cars. When I showed up, there were like 50 people ahead of me waiting to get their cars. And 50. I'm not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating.
And you pay
50.
ahead of time for these now, and they still don't have them.
Yep. And I waited 2.5 hours. My flight landed at 9 something. Actually, yeah, 9 something. And I didn't get my rental car till 12.
I remember you talking about it on here.
Yeah, 12:10, 12:05 or something crazy. And there's a point where it doesn't help anybody to get upset. And then you can do. It ain't. No. There's nothing you can do. Being mad, you ain't gonna do. You know what you're gonna do? But get mad. You're just gonna get mad, and then you're just gonna get not mad.
I know.
Like, and then you go like this. You're like, ah.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
like my anger didn't change anything. I'm still sitting here. Might as well just save it and just be patient.
You're right.
Hold on. I teach my son this all the time, and this is the last lesson. I ask him, Theo, what does being patient means? He goes, it means waiting without complaint.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Exactly. That's it.
Father of the year, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now we park the car, and across the street is this bar restaurant, right? Where the show is. And I'm like looking around, and there's all these shops. I'm like, this is a nice little hood. I'm like, all right, Albuquerque. And then we get in there, and people are like, oh, yeah, the comics, like Albuquerque, man, you know, crazy as hell, shootings all the time. I'm like, what?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. You just think of the meth, but like, nah. Right. And then when you're driving in the desert too, you'd see like one trailer or a few trailers. Like, who's just living out here amongst the shrubs? You're like an hour and a half from any kind of store or anything. It's weird. So
straight up meth heads. When you're on meth, you don't need food and water.
I guess not. Yeah. So this one kid, he's saying how he was like, he was from like in high school. He would make rum. He'd make booze, dude. What? Yeah. So now he sells alcohol, but he knew all about it. It was funny too. I was a little dicky when he came because I don't know. I'm in there, and you could tell the kid was buzzing, and he had right off the bat. He's like, "Oh," and he's the first thing he asked me. What do you think? The first thing he asked me, Reg?
He asked
comic.
A new comic.
Yeah.
The first thing he asked you?
Knowing I'm headlining this show.
Oh shit! I don't know.
How long you been doing it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
So then he goes.
Hold on. Can we let's explore that before you get into it. That's a loaded question, right?
Yeah, it's such a. Well, this is what I told him. I'm like, well, look. He goes, so can I get some advice from you? I'm like, yeah. And then I go, first off, if you don't want people to know you're a new comic, don't ask the first thing how long you been doing it. And then like that's gonna believe I said it. Like I was all dicky, but I was like, no, sit down, ask me whatever you want. I'm totally cool. But I just I wish someone maybe told me that, because that's but that's something we all thought because you compare it, and then his next one was like, how do you get on the road? I'm like, it's like everyone wants the quick thing, and I'm like, there isn't really, you know what I mean? It's just
it's you know how it is. I mean, you can share a little bit of it. It's like, look, man, you just gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta.
I was like, mainly just write and perform, and
write and perform, and then the road work comes based on other people, right? When they see you, then they go, oh, wow, this guy's really funny. Hey, you want to do this? Or you want to do that? Or you meet people and they take you with them. That's how it happens. And then you go to those cities and hopefully you build a following, and then before you know it, you're going back or whatever. But it's a whole thing. But there's no quick fix. But go ahead.
So we're doing this cafe. This kid, the guy who runs it, great guy, hooked me up. He was really nice because like, the show canceled, and I hit him up, and he hooked us up with sets, and he was, I mean, he was really happy that we were there. He's like, "You touring comics?" And then like he was really like, and he was cool. He's a hustler guy too. He's trying to get theaters, and you could tell he was like, "I'm trying to do a thing here." So I do my show, and this is the clip. Now you probably saw the video already.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were because I was looking at that backdrop. I was like, "Are you on stage in front of the storefront?"
In front of
like
a fucking window. So when of all the times to
Jeez.
perform when a shooting happens.
And what's all that stuff on the floor? How come it just looks like there was a fight? Like it looks like there was a riot in that building before you got on stage with all the
that's my shirt. I want to sell my shit. That's my shirt and my recorder on the ground. And so there was like two stages. There's an up and a second. Is it fine if I can you see it all like that?
I see the whole film. Yeah, I see the whole thing.
Okay, your screening sharing is paused. Why does it say that? You can see me standing there?
Yeah, I see you standing there.
All right, so it's water. I mean, dude, it's like 105 there, dude. It was fucking insane.
That's crazy.
All right, so here we go. Here's the clip. Oh, wait, I don't hear it. Did you hear it?
No.
No, it's not working.
It's not playing. Yeah.
Hold the phone, motherfucker. You know what it is? If you do it like that, if you do full screen,
okay,
they don't let you. All right, so here we go. Now you see it?
Yeah.
Now you hear it.
Divided by a 2-week bender, carry the bomb hit. I'm in the clear, right? I'm in the clear.
So I'm delivering a punchline. There's nothing but sirens behind me. So crazy, dude.
Yeah, it sucks.
Here we go.
I'm in the clear, right? I'm in the clear. That's the crime y'all are talking about here. Oh, there's another one. What's going on? And why did this guy leave with the parachute pants? Where are you going?
Hey, there was a shooting.
Just now?
Literally a couple minutes ago.
Oh.
We started your shit. I think it'd probably be best if we all kind of go in the back just a little bit just in case something else happens.
Oh, I'm really killing. I'm technically killing. You think that joke went around the corner and just hit him in the shoulder? Holy shit, there's like 4 cop cars.
That's all I'm saying. I hope we got this guy.
Oh my god, the bartender's freaking out. This
Bartender jumped over the bar.
Wow.
What do we do, Alex?
I don't know. She just said like the guy's roaming around. They have not.
He's still fucking out there. What the fuck? Is the dude in the parachute pants? Is that really left? Oh hell no!
Locking the doors. It's crazy.
We're safe. Now you can't leave, Stones. You're stuck. You're stuck here. Y'all didn't shoot anybody just now, did you?
People walking in.
I know. I saw that.
They got cargo shorts on. I don't know what's in them pockets. What the fuck, dude? This is crazy. There's like a goddamn light show behind me, man. Okay, let's just laugh. Who cares? We're all gonna die one way or the other. Let's just fucking laugh. That was the last thing he said when we got shot. Everyone's looking for the shooter. That dude's got a fucking ear. He's got the tattoo. The drop, dude. Oh, is it cool? I thought he did it. He just got the tap. He came back. He's like, I did it. And I just got the tattoo. This is so they know. Like, which one did it? The guy with the teardrop tats. It's on his fucking face.
So there it is.
Oh man, holy cow, that's crazy, man.
It was crazy.
They were legitimately scared. Like they wanted to go run and hide in the bathroom. And
it was and then the thing is, I didn't hear the gunshots. So I think if I heard the gunshots, it would have put a different level of fear out there. But it was going on when I was performing, and then that was a comic. June she came in. He's like, "Yo, it was a shooting," and then. But see, then the cops were right there too. So I wasn't thinking some guy's gonna run right by the cop cars and start shooting into the restaurant. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then and so I don't know. I tried to do stuff, but more and more people kept coming in and talking. So then I wrapped it up not too long after that. But then I was talking to a witness afterwards who was in the bar, and this woman, she like parked her car and was walking here to meet somebody. And she was like, 2 young kids facing off. Oh, what? I'll fuck you up. No, I'll fuck you up. And they both pulled out guns and started shooting. They
Shut up.
said 2 people got hit. She's like, somebody was in a wheelchair. He's on his back. He got knocked down. Someone's shoes would light out. He's, you know, like, she just was like, bam, came into the bar. And yeah, man, that's all I heard. And then when we came out, we stayed there, had some food and drink. And when it came out, the rental, my rental was right up against the yellow caution tape of the crime scene.
Oh wow.
And like the cops were there, and they were like, yeah, if it was parked in the yellow, you know, you probably couldn't have leave. You couldn't leave it if it was in the crime scene.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So luckily the rental was it was just like, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was
Wow.
funny too, because on the outside we're like smoking a joint, and you know, there's cops all around, but it's like they got other shit to worry about. And weed's actually legal there now in New Mexico. I didn't know
Okay.
that.
Okay. Dude, that's
But,
crazy.
yeah.
I must admit, you have experienced something that I have never come close to.
You know
in
what?
regards to-
Yeah.
Yeah, in regards to performing, right? Like I've been around a shooting before, but never while performing, right? Like
Weird.
that's weird. I don't even know how. And you didn't hear the gunshots though, so
That was the thing. And there was a
that's
girl, the
crazy.
woman who saw it, said it was like 30 shots, she thought. I'm like,
Wow.
how the hell do we not? You know, it also makes me think, you know, smaller gun, could be handguns, can be 22s.
Right.
And you know, because it didn't seem like anyone died.
Right.
So it looks like people were shot.
So
but
even the
it
people that
did-
got shot were they were not in critical condition or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Just-
I don't know. And then the thing is, then I look it up online that night, nothing. The next day, nothing. But if you look up shooting in Albuquerque, it's just all these other ones. You're like, well, fuck.
Wow.
Talk about
Wow.
saturation.
Holy cow, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
so I guess it's safe to say that I will never be going to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Well, I mean, I will say the guy who runs it was great. There was some cool stuff. Old Town was cool. Everyone tells me Santa Fe is a great town to check out. And I'll say this about that restaurant afterwards. And it was like, what am I going to eat? You know, I have these fucking green chili cheeseburgers and shit all weekend. And I'm like, I'm going to get, I like this chicken salad, this chicken salad. It was like chicken salad, but not in a salad, not a sandwich. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I got that, and I got some mini corn dogs with blue cornmeal, because they're all about the blue cornmeal in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Bro, might be the best corn dogs I ever had. They were
Really?
fresh. They're the beef. You could tell it was quality. And he's like, yeah, we
Right.
make them in the back. The chicken salad, maybe the best I ever had. They put avocado oil on it. So
Ooh.
damn good. And like, I bought avocado oil this week because of that salad. And I was making myself salads, just putting that on as dressing. Like,
Oh, well, that's good.
unbelievable. Yeah. So
You know-
that's the thing. It's a quality place. There's good stuff. It's just like fucking
It's out in the
crime,
middle of the
man. And
desert, though.
guns.
Yeah, guns in the desert. You know, Sal, you are definitely a foodie, which I can appreciate. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I like to try it all.
your appreciation of fine cuisine.
It's
right?
cool to see how different cultures eat too. Like the
Yeah.
first step meal there, we had the blue cornmeal pancakes.
Okay.
Hey, I ate, but you know,
Yeah, blue cornmeal pancakes. That does not sound appetizing at all. Blue cornmeal pancake? But whatever.
yeah,
Hey,
it's good.
somebody,
You know what they
look,
do
man.
too? They put pine nuts all over it.
I
I
mean,
had pine nuts and blueberries all over, and I was like,
No,
I didn't even ask.
now
for
I'll
these
take
pine nuts.
blueberries. I'll take blueberries. I like my blueberries in my pancakes. But hey, look, man, somebody's got to eat it. It might as well be the good folks of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Right?
Yeah,
Let-
here's a picture. There's my eggs, and there's the blue cornmeal with the pine nuts.
Okay. I mean, that looks appetizing though.
Hell
I
yeah,
must admit.
two. I had 2 plates for breakfast. I like that. I like variety on my breakfast.
But those pancakes are kind of big. You had
They're
no
too
room.
big. It was way too much.
Yeah, it's a lot of food. That's a lot of food.
I put them in a box and ended up throwing that box away.
You didn't finish it. You should have gave it to a
Hey,
homeless guy or one of the meth
yeah,
heads out in the
that's
desert.
true. That's
Give it to
true.
one, just walk up to a random trailer and be like, dude, you want some pancakes? He's like, hell yeah, I want some pancakes. No tooth and shit, right?
But I survived. So, all right, we should wrap up. It's almost an hour. This week is my 1-year anniversary. Will be this at doing trivia down here at Jay's Bar in
Oh,
Los
nice.
Feliz. So if anyone's around Wednesday night, and then this weekend, Friday and Saturday, I got 4 shows at the Blue Room Comedy Club, opening for Tim Meadows in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh,
So,
nice.
if
Hey,
you
shout out to Tim
anyone out
Meadows
there,
for keeping my man Sal
my
in the
man coming
mix.
through.
Yeah, way to go,
He,
Tim.
yeah, he's been cool.
I have a friend. It's the person that I work with. She's a professor at Stanford. She's also an actress or an actor. Sorry, it's all everyone's actors now, but she's an actor, an activist, and an athlete currently, and she's won numerous medals. She set world records for a variety of different things. Super intelligent,
What sport?
super smart.
Running?
Rowing.
Oh,
Rowing.
weird, funny.
Yeah, rowing and another thing, like an indoor thing, like cling and jerk or something like that, or something else.
It was funny. The most famous rowers I know are just those guys that Zuckerberg ripped off.
Wait, Zuckerberg ripped off some rowers?
Well, yeah, you remember? So the guys who went to Stanford or Harvard, they were rowers and they were trying to get on the Olympic team. And
Oh, that's right.
they had the idea for Facebook. I forget what they called it, but he stole it from them.
Jeez, that's Zuckerberg. Hey, man, anybody who's wealthy, not rich, wealthy, they acquired their wealth off of.
Have you watched The Social Network?
I watched it, but it's been years. It's been years.
That's all
but
in there.
Anybody who's wealthy, they acquired their wealth off of somebody else's innovation or someone else's creation, or they stole it outright. Just like what was the restaurateur that you were talking about? Was it McDonald's?
Oh yeah, Ray Kroc taking it. Yeah,
yo,
Ray Kroc took it to another level.
He took it to another level. But yeah, man, anybody who's wealthy, they pretty much for the most part, like the old wealth, right? Like old wealth and,
old money,
and maybe some current stuff. They stole that shit from somebody. Like, oh, that's a great idea.
I'll say Ray Kroc didn't have money when he stole it. He stole it and then made it even more. But so is your friend going to be on the pod next week? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I was going to say that she's available and she's open and she wants to do it, and I think she'd be a great guest. So,
but next we got to do it. I got to do it on a Thursday though, because I'm out of town on Friday.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out off air.
All right. Well, wrap us up, Reg.
All right. I am super tired, but today was fun and exciting. I'm glad I got a chance to vent about the whole contractor. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know we only talked about a couple things in depth, but we love doing it. We're gonna keep.
I mean,
doing
it's funny. You're like, I've got such contractor woes, and I'm like, yeah, I almost lost my life telling jokes.
Yeah, right. You didn't even hear the gunshots. Okay, you didn't even hear.
Block away. It was right.
It was a block away.
Not even a block. It was like a storefront away. It wasn't. It was a
storefront away, and you didn't hear the 30 shots that were fired. And then now you want to be like, I almost lost my life.
Could have called a stray, Reg. I was performing in front of a window.
Hey, dude, the fact that they were a storefront away and you didn't hear 30 gunshots, they probably shoot BBs. If you would have got hit, you'd be like,
hey, all I know is it was yellow tape. It was yellow tape when I walked out there.
Wow. I think something just bit me. They're like, this young man's been shot 5 times. You're like, wait, shot?
I still can't go viral. I mean, if I would have got hit, maybe the video would have went viral. Comic gets shot, still does his joke.
Nothing's gonna stop me. And another thing, when you get shot,
that's what Teddy Roosevelt, though. He got shot. He finished his speech.
Did someone just give me the light?
All right, wrap us up, Reg.
Okay. I was trying to, and then you. At least we're getting back to old form, where it's like you ask me to wrap it up, and then I start, and then you interrupt me, and then we go on a whole nother discussion about something else. So, yes, my contractor woes and Sal's brush with death in Albuquerque. Baby. That's what you should call it. My brush with death in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, yeah.
That sounds very intriguing. That's a book I'd read, or at least that's an article I'd pick up and be like, in Albuquerque, really? So, okay. So with that being said, we love doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Even in this super saturated market, we're going to be here. All right. So for those of you who listen, thank you for listening. We really appreciate you. And please, if you enjoy it, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. We'll be here doing the thing. With that being said, that's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele. And this is Spitballin. Peace.